Yeah, apparently I can't do intros anymore because I'm Joey yelled at me last episode, so
Well,
I'm
because
banned from
normally I do the intro, you do the outro.
But we didn't say
I
we were gonna do that. That was
but
just happenstance.
you ramble on. So not you. I ramble on for too long, so that's why you do the outros. And typically, because I just naturally did the intros. And then last week, you just decided to do the intro all of a sudden.
We can't fight when we have guests over.
I
That's the
definitely
whole
feel like
point of
mom and
having
dad
the
are fighting.
guests.
So they can take a side.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna lose.
I might have a few years bias on you. Anyhow, on that note, welcome everybody to episode 19? 19?
Yeah.
Episode 19. I'm so great at intros. Welcome everybody to episode 19 of the Safe State Podcast. I'm your host, Joey, otherwise known as Joe64 on YouTube. This is my co-host, Thomas, otherwise known as Fight Fighter 555 on YouTube. And today, we don't have a topic, because we have a special guest joining us. Special guest, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Kens.
Yeah, so this week on the podcast, we're having our second ever guest here on the podcast. We got Ken's over on the Ken's YouTube channel.
Wait, okay, am I crazy? Did it used to be Ken's Rocks?
It used to be Ken's Rocks 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess I could let her answer. I don't know. I'm answering for her. we have the
Yeah,
guest
Joey,
here.
we know you know everything.
I know everything. Yes, I guess go ahead, because the viewers know plenty about us. Go ahead, just give us like a quick rundown of like what you do here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like Joey said, I have a YouTube channel. I used to do a lot of streaming on Twitch. Used to be a Roblox streamer, and then decided that wasn't the course that I wanted to go down. And so I came over to YouTube, and I've been focusing a little more on Nintendo games, Fortnite, and just kind of focusing on having fun with my community with video games.
Yeah, no, I've always I guess explain a bit how this her being here on the podcast all happened. 2023, I think. I'm gonna go with early 2023. I know it was in April. But I can't remember who rated who. So back I was when one of us was streaming and one of the other rated the other, and then the other rated the other again. And that's how me and Kent found each other. I remember this is back when she was still doing Roblox. Though you were starting to do some other stuff too, because I remember you do like Mario Party and stuff as well. I think you were kind of that transition period from what I remember.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, Ken's got me to do. I ended up doing like 3 Roblox streams the same month. You stopped doing Roblox. I was like,
Yep. Yeah, I remember you joined us for one of our Roblox streams. We were playing like a cowboy game, and it was so much fun having you trying to figure out what Roblox is and how everything worked.
it was my first time playing it, and like I played it a bit when it first came out, like I don't know, like 2008 or whenever that was. But then after that, like I hadn't touched it for years, and I remember that, and then eventually I was like, like I'm not gonna like go into as Ken's does, but like I'll do a few here and there, and I did like one, and I think like that same day or the next day you uploaded your video, and I was like, well, dang. I was like, but that's some awkward timing. And then I remember me and you, we talked a bit more off screen about it, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of just back away from this as well. I think it's no secret at this point, all the stuff that goes on in Roblox these days.
Well,
I think only Morris came out.
Well, I was gonna say, I think you both made the right choice considering things that have come out recently about Roblox. I don't know if you want to get into all of that on the podcast. Not that we can't, but it was just like, I was thinking about that this morning because I saw another thing that had just come out recently.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is interesting.
Not the safest environment.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. But no, so like you said, you eventually, nowadays you focus more on stuff like Fortnite, and speaking of another game you got me into, Fortnite. Oddly enough, but you two actually, between the two you
Yes, my long past Fortnite phase that bled into Joey.
yeah. But no, yeah, Fortnite, all of that, and then from there, I think we did a couple Mario Party streams together. We did over a year's worth of Fall Guys content together, and then since then all sorts of other stuff. So that's kind of the general history between me and Ken's, I would pass it to you like we did last time. Actually, you know what? I will still pass it to you because you kind of have more of, I guess, the viewer perspective. What is your history with Ken's?
Well, of course, I remember, I think it was just kind of more casual conversation because we do that a lot. It's not like we have a podcast about that or anything, but you brought up to me recently that how you just, like, have started to be making a lot more friends on YouTube, and, the first, maybe not the first, but the first ones that really stuck were, Ken's, obviously, but also,
Marsh.
Kids and Marsh were like the first two like YouTube peoples who like were like, oh yeah, these guys are actually pretty cool, and like became a like staying force in like just our little corner of the internet, I guess.
More than just I made a video with them once, like actually like I actually like talking and hanging out with these people, and they're cool people.
No, and so I think that kind of led to a lot of crossbleed between your community, Kansas community, Marsh's community, and so like me being half personality on your channel, half viewer, I subscribed to you. I subscribed to Marsh as well, just to like boost everyone, to give everyone support. And something that I've noticed, Ken's, being subscribed to you for I guess a few years now, is I feel like every time I see you doing a stream or just like putting out any form of content, there's always a lot of support behind it, and it's very cool to see you have such a really cool community. I gotta say, as like more of an onlooker, not to say like I don't pop in and like say hi or anything, but it's very neat. So how do you think that sort of came about? I'm a little curious.
Yeah. My biggest goal in YouTube is to make people feel like they belong and they have a safe space to go to hang out and just have fun. And I really think that has bled into the team. That's what I call my audience, my community, the team. And I think just the support that I give them in our everyday conversations is they give it back to my content.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's very, very similar.
I was gonna say very reminiscent of kind of Joey's mindset with YouTube.
When I first started doing content, I'm not gonna lie, back in 2018 when I was 15, we'll go 15. I was very much just like, man, I can make money playing video games. I'm not gonna act like I had this big from the beginning. But especially once I started live streaming around I think 2021, something like that, 2020, 2021. And this kind of bubble started forming around me, just this little community, and it's something I end up very much valuing, to where I've shifted my perspective. I'm not Scrooge McDuckin on the internet anymore. Very much now I similar to Ken's, I love that we've been able to build up this community, and it's of course build the bridge between the two communities here. And I really love, and I've always, like Thomas said, I've always loved seeing what you've done. I feel you've done a lot of obviously I have like why am I forgetting the name, Lord Rubber Ducky. You have like that. I feel you have a lot of weird coin things that gives people like stuff to kind of like grab onto. And I feel like I can't think of all of it right now. You probably know better than me, of course, but like I feel like you've to sum it up, you've been, for me, a big inspiration of like cultivating a community. And definitely I end up taking more than a few notes when it came to me trying to be like, oh, I was just streaming as like a side thing, and like it's still not like my job, but when it became the main focus of my content, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I have to do more than just like sit here. I feel like I should make a bit more of a performance out of it, because it is it's a performance. It's not just, even though like we don't, it's not our full-time jobs or anything for either of us, but it's, I know a lot of people like, go, like, you just sit there and play video games, and like that's a big part of it. But like I was saying about performance, it's very much, okay, one, you have to keep up a chat, you gotta keep chat entertained, you gotta play the game, you gotta make sure the equipment doesn't mess up. We know a lot about that, just in the podcast here alone. You gotta keep track of all of that, and then of course, like I don't know if you still have all this stuff on your channel, but I know for a while you have like the the Streamlabs points thing. I think it was. I don't remember if you did the Streamlabs or not.
Mm,
But you had like the
mm-hmm.
different people do like different like green screen effects on your camera and like audio cues and stuff. And I always thought that was really cool how you integrate all that. I guess how did you come up with all that? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I think for me it was watching other streamers as well and just
Yeah.
kind of seeing them do similar things and wanting to bring it on to my own channel. And also listening to viewer suggestions too. Like the Streamlab points, a lot of them really wanted to do the gambling one where they can gamble their points. That got very intense, and we ended up having to shut it down for how intense it would get in chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, just listening to community and watching other streamers I admired, and just adding what I like to it to my own.
Gotcha. No, I love that.
That's actually that calls to mind another question that I did want to ask, because I've heard this fool's YouTube inspirations and like general creators that you like follow, you like, or inspired by.
Okay.
It's changed a lot over the years, but do you have any like when you think about who inspired you to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on Twitch, I'm gonna turn on my camera, or I'm gonna like capture a game and just play it and sit, like who inspired you to do that, if there was an inspiration? I mean, sometimes we just get the will to do things too, but is there anyone kind of in that realm of, oh yeah, I think of this person?
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't know that Twitch and streaming really was such a big thing until my best buddy Schwelby, she's a huge part of my channel and team. She started to stream on Twitch, and I started to watch her, and I was like, this is so freaking cool. Like I loved being in her streams. She was so fun to watch, and I wanted to do that myself. And um, Shelby's been such a great support in that as well, which has been really cool to kind of like have someone who inspired you to start streaming also be your support system later on is really, really cool. Um,
I know I can personally relate to that a lot, because that pretty much sums up me and Joey's relationship. Maybe a little different because we like, I don't know if Shelby's someone who like you kind of saw or like kind of knew beforehand or whatever. Me and Joey have been friends for a while, even before we did anything on the internet.
Yeah.
But at least in terms of my journey of making any content on like YouTube specifically, it was more just like years of the experience of helping Joey do things. Like he would send me a video script and say, hey, read through this, what do you think? Also, do you want to do a voice? Or hey, do you want to do a stream for like an hour or two? And like that sort of bled into, man, this is actually not very hard to do and it's very fun. So that kind of pushed me in my own ways to do stuff. So I relate to that a lot. That's very sweet.
yeah.
No, yeah. I think honestly, you hit it right on the head about like the friendship, because from what I understand, like you and Shelby have been friends for a very long time. So I think you pretty much hit it right on the head there. I think it's a similar dynamic we both have got going here. I am fumbling over all my words today. So it happens we come up with 8-hour shift of work to go film a podcast after talking to customers all day.
Oof.
But all right. I guess that kind of gives a bit of the background of YouTube and stuff, and we might revisit as we go throughout here. I know. So we touch a bit about games and stuff. What were some of your favorite games growing up?
Oh, okay. I I will always have such a soft spot for Super Mario 64. That is the first game that I can fully remember and like just remember playing for the first time. I played it completely wrong. I never went inside the castle. I just stayed outside, just chasing like everything I could find. The little gated cannon that's by the little pool area, I was trying so hard to unlock it, and I thought you unlocked it outside of the castle, not knowing you had to complete the entire game to unlock it. Um, but that one will always have such a special place in my heart.
Gotcha. I love that. That's a game for me. I think the first time I played it was when 3D All Stars came on the Switch. I was very late to the party on that one. Mario, I was like one generation over. Sunshine was my first Mario game. And very similar of like I would just like run around Isle Delfino, and like I would barely do like the actual game. I remember I didn't have to beat the game until I think like 2020, was it this year or last year I did the 100% of Mario Sunshine streams. Is that this
Oh, Sunshine? That was like last year.
Is that last year? I did the
That
whole.
might have been 2 years ago, honestly.
It might have been, but I 100% all Sunshine finally beat the game for the first time. I actually play like more than just 2 levels of the game. And that was cool. Like I said, very similar experience. I feel like a lot of people have that game as a kid. That like, especially games like the 3D Mario games where you could just run around and do whatever you want. That's all you did. You put like 10 hours into that. Well, like nowadays, like we're older and we don't have as much time. We're just like, go into the castle, go to Ball on Battlefield, get the star, go, go, go.
Yep.
Well, it's really funny
Yep.
you mentioned that, Joey, because we have 3 generations of Mario. I guess Mario Wandering, because I had a very similar experience with Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh.
That was my game. I put it in the Wii, and I just really jumped around like the planetarium area, or I went to like the B level and like tried to figure out how to do that, but I never got very far in it.
Gotcha.
So that's really funny, actually.
I said 3 generations. I love that. That's fun.
Yeah. I think when gamers start young, we always have a stage of we don't know what we're doing. We're just running around and just having a great time doing it though.
Yeah. It's why I think games like Minecraft was so popular, because that's like the whole one. Just like I love the like I've always compared Minecraft to like Legos.
Oh yeah.
Is like you just get to sit there and just like whenever I have to explain to someone who doesn't really know what Minecraft is, which is very few people at this point. But the people, typically like older people, like that's I might think of like Legos, or if like the really old people out there, think of Lincoln Logs. I'm like try to compare it to that, and like I'm like imagine all the ideas you had for that, but you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on the materials. You buy the what? It's like $20 for Minecraft, something like that.
$25.
25 now. And like you buy it and you just get literally infinite ideas. You know, you have people get really into like the survival and just the hardcore stuff. Like I know you get a lot more to like gearing up. I know me, I'm more into just like I love like obviously I've had the Minecraft survival in for about a year now, and like being able to just build again. We talk about communities earlier, building up that big community there. We just have all these end up almost building our own history in this world, this blocky world where we have all these builds. I still find like abandoned buildings on this server that like for the most, you know, we don't have a ton of people who come on the realm. Like we have a good amount of people, but you know, we have some people, they come on, they never come back, and you know, so I might not be able to see like what they built, and I'll just be all of a sudden like, what's this like tower? We found a creeper farm. I found a whole creeper farm. No one knows who built it. There's no signs, no nothing, and we're just like, this could have been here since like day one, and we just no one knew. And of course, you have all the other like people have done like people have made like full like TV shows and movies in Minecraft, like on YouTube. This whole like series. Obviously, you have the actual Minecraft movie that came out. Was that this year?
That was that was this
No,
year?
yeah, it was this year. Yeah,
God.
this April, May.
I think so. I think it's
That movie
very.
is such a fever dream for me now. And the thought that they're making a second
Agreed.
one is just
I'm not shocked.
Have
they're
they
making
fully
a second.
I'm
confirmed?
not shocked, but it's just like, oh my goodness.
Have they fully confirmed that they're making the second one? Like it's
Yeah,
for sure in the
I
works.
saw
I think in
Oh my God.
2027.
Yeah, it's something. I saw the
Oh,
poster
that's
for
great.
it the other day.
Yeah, like it made $1 billion.
But,
There's no question it's gonna sequel.
Ken's, short review. What's your thoughts on the Minecraft movie?
I thought it was very fun and very goofy. I'm not a huge Minecraft player, so I really feel like I didn't have like a strong connection to it like I did with the Super Mario movie. So it was I thought it was cute and fun. I love Jack Black and Jason Momoa in it. But I definitely know that some people weren't very, very happy about it. Are you kind of in that realm of it wasn't your favorite?
I'm gonna give my answer because you have a long answer. Because you made a whole what?
I
how
made, like,
how long's the video? Like
it's like
20 minutes.
12, 13 minutes.
Okay.
That was like one of the first like videos I feel like I put a lot of
You
effort
put in a lot. You had me review the script. You like several times.
Yeah, it was.
You put a lot of in
There's
that
a lot
video.
to say. A lot of that to just say I didn't really like it that much. But go ahead.
So, well, my answer is very simple. I think it's like if I had to rate it, it's like a 6 out of 10. It's like above average, but that's it. And I'm like I put in thousands of hours in the Minecraft. I do like really love the game, but I've never been too big to like the greater community outside like the little bit of community I built in my own little creator bubble. So like to me, like I was just more just like, okay, like let's see what they do here. And it was very much I was just like, okay, like I said, like it was funny, it was fun, harmless, but like that's it. Like I'll probably go see the sequel just because like I'm on YouTube, I play Minecraft, people are gonna ask me, but like
stay in it.
if it wasn't for that, for like being in the know, I probably wouldn't go out of my way to see. Probably not even the first one, let alone the second one. If I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But you,
I think to keep it very brief because I don't want to focus too much on it. I think it just Minecraft was another one of those childhood games that like I did grow up with it, and it held a special place in my heart, and I kind of it was more. It's not, if I wanted to make my own Minecraft movie, it's not what I would make. I can't say I don't see why. Like, I think the decisions as to why things were made the way they were, it makes sense when you put yourself in the mindset of who's creating it.
executive.
Yeah, no, it makes sense in that, but I generally wasn't too thrilled from it.
I just remembered that in your video you had me play. I went in front of a green screen. I put on like a polo short and khakis. You had me play a executive. I forgot I did that for you.
No one saw that video, but I was very happy with it. But I need to share that video more often because I freaking sang in that video. I forgot about.
You did?
Yeah, I sang like the first 5 seconds of the Lava Chicken song, and I was like that.
Oh.
I really hate that I did that now because I'm like, geez, I'm glad no one saw that.
Chicken, Steve's Lava Chicken, yeah, tasty as hell. Ooh, mamacita, now you're ringing my bell. Ooh, crispy and juicy, now you're having a snack. Ooh, super spicy, it's a lava attack.
I think I said that if like the video got a view count, I would do it. But anyways,
Yeah.
Another thought I want to make. So, is there like a game franchise that you like that has not gotten representation on the film screen that you are just dying to see?
Ooh.
I think it would be really fun, but I think it would be very difficult. But I think The Legend of Zelda would be kind of fun to see on the big screen and see what they do with that. But
You're in luck. Did you know that?
Is
they're
it?
making a Zelda
I've heard whispers about it, but I haven't seen anything confirmed. Is it officially? I'm so behind.
So it's
confirmed.
So it's all been. So don't feel bad because it's people like me and Thomas who look at Nintendo's sales reports, like the quarterly reports, that know about this. They are making
it on their app that they like.
Okay, no one has a Nintendo News app. Let's be
you're
honest.
right, but they did put it out
Again,
there.
that's like an investor's thing, pretty much. But anyhow, people like me who are like, oh, the Switch 2 sold 10 million units in 2 months. Why do I care? But I do. Anyhow,
just too in it.
Yeah, I'm too deep.
Yeah.
Anyhow, they did confirm we're getting a live-action Zelda movie. It's coming out, I think, April. It is live action.
Okay.
Is Tom Holland playing?
No. It's actually the actor and actress for Lincoln Zelda.
No. That's a meme. I couldn't remember if that was a meme or not.
No.
People always throw his name as like, I can't wait to have blank play this character from this game. It's not actually.
So the guy, I'll give them credit for this. The guy who's playing Link has been in like 3 TV shows.
Same with Zelda. Like they're not.
She's been
super big.
She's in Wednesday. She's not like one of the main characters in Wednesday, but that's one of the most prolific things she's in.
Yeah.
So it's 2 fairly young actors and actors. So I'm giving them credit for that. That they'll like give it. They're not like, oh, let's, like you said, let's get like Tom Holland. Let's get Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Like I'll give them credit
for Jason
Momoa. I'll give them credit for that. They're giving a shot on 2 new characters. Where like it's similar like to Tom Holland. Before Spider-Man, no one knew Tom Holland was.
Yeah.
So they see him as Spider-Man. I'm hoping, again, I'm being optimistic here because like I'm kind of with Ken's here. I wish it would have been animated, but I'm gonna take what we're getting, and with the live action, okay, like I'm hoping that we could see these characters truly as the live action voices of Link and Zelda. Movie's good, does well. I'm sure it's going to do well. Whether it's a bad movie or not, it's going to make a lot of money. But it's what we can see and associate these actors with these characters. I can't remember the actors' names because I said they're very low profile, but that's the only thing we know.
Denmark, put them on screen.
Yeah, put them on screen. We know the actor, the actress. We know the release date. I think we know the director. I know Miyamoto's one of the directors, which is great. Like how he was for the Mario movie.
Wow.
He's one of the directors, and then I think it's someone from like Sony, because it's a collaboration with Sony, which is really interesting. Sony's movie division who's making it, not the game division. But still kind of funny. But let's see what happens. We still have. I know it's coming out the same weekend as Sonic 4. That's what
yeah.
I'm curious about. I'm like, we're gonna have Sonic.
Really?
Yeah. You know the funny thing was, Angry Birds 3 was also going to come out that weekend. They moved that a month away. They backed down.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do 2 video game movies in the same week. That's gonna be quite the competition.
I'm excited. I don't think, because at this point they're pretty set in stone. So I'm excited to see, okay, who's, like, obviously I'm on Team Sonic. Mr. got invited to the Atlanta premiere. But I'm going to see both. Maybe I'll see them on the same night. Who knows? But it'll be, what was it? It was,
Double feature.
Barbenheimer?
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer?
Oh,
yes.
Well, those were like the same day. Like
These are the same day.
it is this.
Did
Did you say that? I might have tuned that out.
I said the same weekend.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought okay.
both
That's really funny.
So
The
I don't know
Legend
what-
of Sonic.
the Legend of Sonic.
The Legend
The Legend of Sonic, the new
That's-
viral marketing campaign.
But that's really funny. Are you a big Zelda fan? Do you have a favorite Zelda game?
Oh, yeah. It's hard. I think Wind Waker was the first Zelda game that I fully finished and got really invested in. I remember watching Sugar Conroy play it on YouTube, and that's where I was more introduced into Zelda and fell in love with it.
Jeez. Dang, okay. That's really funny. Joey, that you had the same experience but for like Pikmin, right?
Pikmin,
That's
yes.
so funny.
Oh, yeah.
I swear, every time I hear about this man, he just like inspired a generation of content creators.
He really
I'm
did.
really glad he
Oh,
cleared
yeah.
his name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really funny. So recently, I've been playing through Twilight Princess HD because after getting we have a good friend John. I don't know if you ever met him. He's done stuff with the charity events, but he kept like, oh, you gotta play this game. It's really good. But otherwise, that's like my first dive into like the non
Open world.
yeah, the non Breath of the Wild aesthetic. What are your thoughts on Breath of the Wild? Just because I'm very curious.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I loved I as a gamer I really enjoy open world games, being able to kind of explore, do my own thing a little bit. I loved it. There was a summer, it was between a couple years. It was like my second year of college in that summer year, and that's just all I did was play Breath of the Wild, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember that was, I think I've talked about this briefly with Joey, but that was kind of like my
Fourth like game.
yeah, my first game that I like sat down and was like,
Mhm.
I really wasn't much of a gamer. It's like I played games, but I was not like play games all the way through. It was more like very digestible, like Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, like
Casual. Very casual.
yeah,
Mhm.
very casual. Breath of the Wild was my ticket into non-casual
Well,
game.
and you're one of those people. You didn't play on the Switch. 'Cause you
I
didn't
played on the Wii U.
That's
Because someone gave it to me.
You played it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
The originally it was supposed to be the Wii U Zelda game, and then it became the Switch's success.
Mhm.
No, for me with Breath of the Wild, I got the Switch was the fourth console I ever got midnight launch, and I remember I got it. I was lucky enough. We didn't have a table in front of us, I would grab the collector's edition box, but I was able to get the collector's edition and
You
everything.
and your physical props.
I love my little, like, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but I love my props.
You're the one who yells at me whenever I'm like, oh yeah, let's do like a visual thing for this. And you're just like, but it's an audio thing. People are going to see it. We're not going to see it.
It only matters if I do it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyhow, but no, I remember one sitting there with the Switch and constantly clicking them off and on. I think that's what everyone did when they first got their Switch.
Well, it's like the
Yes.
magnet thing now with the Switch 2.
Yeah, the magnets on the Switch too. I still do that. Like if I'm just sitting there with holding it in the grip, because it doesn't mess them up like it will if you're handheld.
Mhm.
I'll sit with a clip, and it's constantly click off and on the magnets with the Switch 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm gonna end up having to like send these in to be repaired because I keep doing this. But I'm like, it's just too fun. I paid $500 for this. I'm gonna have fun with the magnet. But
My favorite $500 magnet.
yeah.
Do you think Nintendo secretly wanted people to do that so they have to go get them fixed? Make them so fun to take them apart and put them back on?
Oh my goodness, that's like the like greedy like company. Like,
Did they
wait,
fix
like,
Joy-Con drift? Did I hear like
Joy-Con? I have not had any Joy-Con drift with this 2.
people kept saying that
Yeah.
like
Granted, it's only been like what 5 months.
yeah, I don't know.
I didn't get drift on my original pair until like 5 years in, but I know some people got it like immediately.
Yeah, I got it
Mm.
immediately.
Oh well. Well, you got a model a couple years in. They started making them out of less
That's not my fault though.
No, but I got a launch model
No,
with
you-
the thicker screen
And the worst battery.
and the worst the battery only has like a 3-hour lifetime. You have like a 7-hour lifetime, but mine is thicker. I could drop it and it probably won't break as easy as yours. I don't have a point anymore. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why I'm trying to. It's weird. I love my Nintendo products, but I'm also like, I love the products. I could care less what happens to the $1 trillion company. So,
Mhm.
but a lot of I've had people they'll be like, man, like you like really love Nintendo. I'm like, I love Nintendo games and consoles. I'm like, I don't know, like I'm glad the company does work. 'Cause that means more Nintendo stuff. But that's where it ends for me. I'm like, I don't invest in the company all that. But
Mhm.
anyhow, segues and or not segues, sidebar aside, I don't have a segue. That's the sidebar. We are so professional. Have we mentioned that already? I think we
Uh-huh.
said this every episode.
No, that's the mantra of the motto of the podcast. We're so professional.
We're so we need to get if we ever have t-shirts. We're so professional.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get all of our we send one to each our guests, and then free promotion.
Yeah, we make them wear it every time they stream now.
Say okay, kids.
Put it in the
All right.
contract.
How about
Yeah, you
this?
did when you agreed to do an episode with us. You didn't see the fine print in the contract that you sent because we mail every person we have a tiny piece of paper that they have to sign before they can record with us.
Sounds like something I would do.
We're not gonna get into that.
We're
but
not
you
gonna
did
get
do
into that. I have made people sign contracts before, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Not to get too, I did have another question about for Ken's about so when it comes to making content and even just like playing games in addition to that, how do you find the balance to like because I know for me recently I've not done a stream. I want to do more streams. Denmark keeps yelling at me and says I should stream more.
Yeah.
But I kind of have a lot of struggle with motivating myself to like I'll play a game, but to like stream it. How do you sort of get your motivation one to say, okay, this is a game I want to play or make content about, and then going even further to stream it? Like, what's that like for you?
That is a really good question. I mean, I guess it always starts with an interest in having a spark and having ideas about wanting to create content for a specific game. I also think some of it comes down to presence. You know, even though you don't want to, sometimes trying to push yourself into being present to create that content. And motivation will never always be there. It always ebbs and flows, but your presence can always be there, which is something I always try to practice. It's definitely a lot easier said than done, of course. But just trying to be present as much as I can with things that I feel like my community would like, things that I like. But yeah, I think just practicing being present is what helps me.
I think
Sure.
that's very good advice.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of what fell out with me with streaming because I do enjoy it, but I think whenever I did stream, it was more just like I felt myself falling into the I'm gonna play a game. But kind of what you guys were talking about earlier about like streaming is kind of two-handed in that you're playing a game, yes, but you're also you're pretty much acting as you're going forward. You're putting on some semblance of a performance, whether that's like more strictly tied to like what you're doing in the game, or if you're like you have a physical personality like a webcam or whatever. Like it's a lot that goes into it, and it can be a lot to like live up to that would make something that you're happy with. So that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I would say ditto to what she said. I think in a similar vein, where I've always told people, I'm like, the worst thing you can do in terms of content creation is not make content. Like don't, and I am the worst victim of this. Mr. Sonic 06 video is going to come out 3 years ago. Because I want to have everything be perfect. It's why live streams work well for me. Because like, you know what? You can't make a live stream perfect. You can't make a video perfect, but the video you can keep editing and messing with it. Live stream, you just do it. And I think that's the best in content. Because you just sit down, you do it, and you're gonna look back 3 years ago. You're gonna look at your stupid Milkman music video, your potato glue video, your potato glue video. Wait, do you not know about potato glue?
I don't think so.
He doesn't need to know about it. It's fine.
Is that Kins' Milkman?
That's Kenz's Milkman.
I assume Kins knows a little bit about what Milkman.
I don't know. Do you know about the Milkman video?
You know,
Me?
I haven't heard about it. But
So
I'll keep mine to myself if you keep yours to yourself.
Denmark, put 2 seconds of Milkman on right now.
No.
Love drinking my milk by my wounds.
I'm still developing that frontal lobe, man. Anyhow,
It's okay, we all are.
explain the Milkman video real quick for the audience, but also for Ken's. So I did a cover of Dr. Eggman from the Sonic the Hedgehog series has a song called Eggman. And it's just, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard of it before, but it goes like, I am the Eggman, and there's a bunch of lyrics. So I switch it to, I am the Milkman, and I switch all the lines to be about, like kind of, like the old, like, milkman delivery drivers. And it's about, like, I think it's a line like, instead of it being, I'm plotting my schemes, it's like, I'm plotting my delivery routes. And, like, it's, like, so, like, wordy.
You swapped Sonic, because it says blue one in reference to Sonic in that, but you said orange one in reference to
the orange juice.
Like, the Milkman's arch enemy is the
Orange juice. Well, because it was hard to pick other ones.
It
Other
was funny, man.
Other colors would have had some problems.
Oh.
I won't lie, my first was chocolate milk, and then I realized that was not going to go
No,
well.
probably you made a good decision there.
You know, 16-year-old Joey was smart enough to do that one. No, I think another one's like he says like it's like, my name is Eggman, don't you ask me again. And I change it to like, my name is Milkman, if you ask me again, here's my card. And I'm still proud of that line. I think that one's clever. But
Wait,
no,
this is still up
Yeah,
on your
if
YouTube
you
channel?
you can go to the Joey64
If you
YouTube channel right now.
if you just look up Joey64 Milkman, I think the thumbnail is just Eggman's face super close.
And you got upset because you did your the subtitles and then they got cut off by the video, and
God.
you didn't realize until after
That video, I'm
Oh.
it's just like, you know what? It was an April Fool's gag. Just,
Well, no, that was
ugh.
you used to when we were like really young, like not really young, but like a lot younger than we were now. You used to like tell your friends like, "Oh, you get one video request."
Oh God, I forgot I did that.
And that was my video request. Because that was just a joke that you had, and then I
So-
was like, you should make that into a real thing.
So to give a bit more context of that, when I was again like, I had my channel for like a year at the time, because that video's been there almost as long as the channel.
Yeah.
Because I, instead of giving my friends gifts for their birthday like a sane person, I would just write in the card, I owe you one YouTube video of your choice. Because I'm a
Hey
popular...
man, I thought that was cool.
It
like,
was.
I didn't have anyone else do that.
But hey, you're the only one who ever redeemed that.
Well,
and I'm so thankful.
well, I'm the one who was on the podcast, so we see where that got me.
I guess so. Yeah, because that was back when like we were still like... we were like friends.
Not to the
We were-
relationship level we are.
We were not close. I wouldn't say we were close friends at the time. It was very much like, oh yeah, like I'll talk to him like every other month or whatever. Now
Yeah.
like we talk to each other 7 times a week. And that was a massive sidebar. shoot, I had a really good question before all that happened. Oh, I remember. Okay, so, and this probably be a difficult one because I wouldn't have an answer for myself for this. But what would you say is your favorite live stream you've ever done, or one of the favorite?
Favorite live stream. This is it's really hard to pinpoint just one, but can I choose like a series that I did that was live streams? Is that okay? When Fall Guys was really popular, trying to do the Golden Tutu challenge where I had to get all of these crowns to get the Golden Tutu, I have to say that was the most connected I've ever been with the team and the community. It was something we were all working together because we would do squads, we would do everything to get crowns together. Um, I think that's always going to have a special place in my heart is doing that. I think another one that I really enjoyed too. We did a like get 100 stars challenge in like Mario Party or something like that. And every time I got a star, I had to do like a challenge, either if it was good or if it was bad. That was really fun too. I met a lot of really a lot of teammates who made a big impact in the channel from that stream.
Yeah, I love that. No, I remember because do you remember how many crowns you needed?
Gosh, I think it was like 257, I want to say, in that range.
Gotcha.
It was a lot of
For
crowns.
those who don't know, so Fall Guys, it's like it's a game where it's 40 players go into an arena. You do different challenges, kind of like Wipeout. Think of it like that.
Fall Guys old enough to where we have to explain it for people who don't.
No,
know?
for people who don't.
No,
play
right.
video games.
But I'm still like, dang.
No, so I always like to assume of the podcast
Right.
that
no.
this is the people's
We
first
didn't
time.
explain what Mario was though.
Okay, I didn't, and that's true.
But you're good.
I played what Minecraft was. Anyhow,
Yeah.
Fall Guys. So more what I want to get to the point was to get one crown, you have to beat all 40 people in like 5 or 6 competitions back to back to back and be the final crown winner. And that is not an easy task. It's like it's rough. So obviously you did 259 wins, let alone the amount of games you played that you didn't win, or the ones that, again, me and Ken's, we can both attest to this. There were several times you are literally a second away from winning, and it gets whipped away from you.
Oh man.
It's, again, me and Ken's, we did Fall Guys streams for over a year together, on a weekly basis, and it's such a fun game, but it can be very heartbreaking, especially doing a challenge like that. I think to this day I still only have I have like 40 crowns, because I almost exclusively play customs. It's what I've always done. Just, hey, here's a code, let's all play. Not super serious. I always really enjoyed those, but no, I love that. I remember this is going back to Roblox, and this is like I don't know why that, but anyhow. One of the things that stuck in my mind for you in terms of I don't know if you've ever thought much about specific accomplishments you've had. I guess the Gold Tutu, that's a big one. But I remember, and you can probably help me better, I think it was this game where you had to find crayons, I believe, in Roblox.
Is it called Find the Crayons?
Is it called Find the Crayons? And it was a family.
Find the Markers.
Find the Markers.
It was Find the Erasers.
Erasers. That's what it was.
There's so many of those types of games on Roblox.
Yeah,
but it was Find the Erasers.
But I remember I remember even looking up at it. I remember that's actually a fairly popular game. And didn't you get your own eraser in that game?
Yeah, the creator of the game started watching. I was playing his game, live streaming it, and he joined in, and he just became a regular when I was doing Roblox streams, and he's like, I'm gonna make an eraser of you, and I was like, okay. And it was just one of the coolest things. I remember seeing it for the first time and just being like, dude, I'm a freaking eraser. This is amazing. I feel so accomplished in my YouTube career.
Yeah, that's so cool. I never knew that was a thing. That's really neat.
I remember that was the only Find the Eraser stream I ever tuned into, because I just the Ken's eraser. And I won't lie, my first thought was that's not. She's this is some kind of not like extreme clickbait, because I knew you, but I was like, oh, she's probably like doing some kind of like fun challenge or whatever. And I clicked on it, and I'm like, holy crap, no, like it's actually like in the game. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I feel like throughout the creator, everyone's creator journey, you have those like sorts of moments of like recognition, I guess.
Yeah.
And like to me, or at least for you, that's what stands out for me for you of just like, oh, like you're in something, you know, and
Yeah.
that's always that's really cool. I know I've had a few share of again, like about boy like going to like the Sonic Atlanta trip, and I'm on Getty Images. You can buy a photo of me on the red
God,
carpet.
You are on Getty. You
I-
and John.
I am
I'm
on
so
Getty.
jealous.
You can buy my photo at like for like $1,000 for that event, and it's the dumbest thing. Getty Images is such a scam.
I mean, it is, but it's meant to like
Because I had to sign.
skim off the top of big media companies. That's all it is.
I had to sign a bunch of contracts for that saying like you are not. I'm not allowed to like let news outlets use any photo any photos I have. I legally am not allowed to sell photos of me from that event to other news outlets. I will get sued by Getty Images. I had to, for that event. I had to sign like I had to sign an NDA. I had to sign like a
Oh my
non.
Find out
gosh.
later down the line that Joey sold his soul to Sonic accidentally, and it's gonna come out.
Oh
in the
no
worst
no
moment.
no!
Well,
I
to-
already sold
to Paramount.
my
How
soul.
about that? To Paramount.
To Paramount.
Pictures.
No, it would be really bad if I sold my soul to Getty Images.
Oh no, we're never getting him back.
But no, that's my favorite thing of like I'll just show people my kid like, and it's like no, you don't have Getty Images, but no,
Are
that's
you gonna get sued for libel? Not libel, but shoot, what's the other one? When you say so, we slander.
oh slander. No, I didn't sign any of those agreements.
Okay.
I did read the. I won't lie. Like when I did like all this stuff like the YouTube partner program, Twitch partner program, scroll down, accept, I moved on. Those, because one, it was real paper they handed me.
Oh.
Because John
Wow.
also had to sign all these. I think there was one he didn't have to sign because I was the creator. I had to sign the extra one. But I read through like those whole things. They were like a page or two. They weren't like super in depth. But I was just like, oh my! I'm like, guys, I'll realize like all the other creators there, they were like a lot more famous than me. No one I knew like popular. But I'm like, not this downplay the over 30,000 subscribers I have, because that is a lot, and I'm very proud of that, very happy with that. But I was there with people who had like hundreds of thousands. I still don't get why they were like, yeah, let's invite this kid. Maybe it's because I was willing to drive 9 hours. No one else was willing to drive that
It's
far.
probably not hard for them to just say, "Oh, if you want to come to this thing, come
That's
to
true.
it." Like
The theater wasn't full it was mostly full,
they
but
probably
yeah.
reach out to a lot more people than you might think. Not to
No,
downplay.
you're
Joe.
good.
Not to say that you didn't.
I was at the bottom of the list.
No, yeah.
To be fair,
I guess
they
we'll
did
ask
give me
this
a
guy.
24-hour notice.
No, yeah, that's true.
I had to get a hotel, rental car, everything within 24 hours.
And this man did it.
Whoa.
I did it.
Because the only reason I didn't go, because I was like, Joey, I can't do that.
You can't do that 24 hours.
And then luckily our friend John was able to
Yeah.
go with you, but
And I had the chair on top. I found out minutes before our charity event that weekend. We had a charity event that same weekend. And luckily the event happened that following Tuesday. But it was like, we had 30 minutes before we were going live with that year's charity event. And I was low-key having a panic attack. And I was like, Thomas, I don't know if I could go live right now. Like, I remember that was really scary, but
it was something.
anyhow, I don't want to. I can make every episode about me. I want to. No, I want to focus it back on Ken's. I know I asked for the last question. Do you have another question you want to shoot? Or
Well, now,
and I'm putting you on the spot, putting you both on the spot.
yes, Kens, do you, what's your favorite food? Do you have like a food that you're like, I guess that's more no, what's your favorite food? Yeah, favorite food.
Favorite food. Not cheesecake, that's for sure. I literally every time I smell cheesecake, I gag. It's just I hate it. It's awful.
So that's
It's
like
legit.
least favorite food?
Yeah, least
Oh.
favorite food.
That's a good
But
one.
favorite food, dude, I'm always a sucker for chicken nuggies, especially the Dino chicken
that's-
nuggies.
That's I can agree with that.
I love it.
Nuggies are good.
Yeah, nuggies are good, man. I can't blame for that. Like I'm pretty stereotypical myself. Me, like, and towards the dessert, it's ice cream, and then pizza. I'm not gonna lie, pizza's like I'm not gonna lie. I know that's like
Pizza's
such like
great.
like pizza's great though. Like yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You know, well, I was fire off some of the common questions just for fun.
Oh yeah.
But favorite color?
yeah.
That's I really like colors that match my eyes really well because I feel like I have really pretty blue eyes. So like dark navies, I really like navy blue. I like that color a lot. I also really like black because it just goes with everything. So I'd say those are two of the favorites.
Gotcha.
Nice.
All right.
Cats or dogs?
Oh, cats. My kitty cat is currently sleeping on my bed right now, and she's
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
adorable.
you have a cat? Oh, what?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
her name's
all of
Bailey.
Maybe
Bailey.
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 Ah.
Yeah, her
that's
name's
it.
Bailey, but I like to call her Bailey because I think it's cuter.
Yeah. You used to have I think didn't I believe you took it down because I could be wrong. Didn't you have like a point thing where people could feed Bailey a treat?
Yes. Yes, I did. And I had to take it down because baby was getting a little chunky from that. So I needed to take it down so she wasn't overeating on those treats. She loved it though. I think baby misses that point redemption.
I think I was there on the stream. I think you paused that stream or something because there was just a bunch of them. And you're like, guys, like, I'm gonna give Bailey the treats later. And then I think some people in the chat were like, but let's give it to her now. I was just kind of sitting there. I'm like, I don't lie. Typically, when I'm in chat, I add fuel to the fire. But in that case,
True.
it, in a fun way. To be fair, I'm not gonna. But in that case, I was like, okay, like, we legitimately probably should slow down on this. So I'm like, I remember that. So I'm like, I'm gonna step back. I went for once. I used my moderator role on her channel for good. I was like, okay, guys, let's calm down a little bit here. No, I remember that was that was fun. No, gosh, honestly, just like it's weird because like just in general reminiscent about like stuff like this. Like I know, like I think it was when me and you were doing It Takes Two. I brought up that we're coming up on like our 4-year anniversary of like meeting each other next year
Yeah.
in like April or whenever it is, and it's like again like Tom was saying earlier, like you and Marsh, I would say being the first like people I could say like truly are like friends of mine that online. Like we've never met each other in person. Maybe one day, I think the big thing is the money in that case, unfortunately. But it's that thing of like, man, like it was definitely, I like 1 year passed and it was like, okay, like maybe like we're closer now, but then like 2, 3, 4 years and eventually it's just like, oh, it's not like when you're kids and you're like, oh, we're best friends now. It's not like something you like make it a title at some point, but it was one of those things I remember. I can't remember when it was, but I remember one day just sitting there and just kind of reflect on it, but like, yeah, I guess we are pretty close now. I'm like, I think we're past the point of just like, yeah, we stream sometimes,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely. I know. Yeah. No. But sorry, I thought of something I shouldn't say on stream. Oh, not stream, video. Nothing bad. It's just a more personal matter. But anyhow.
I have another rapid fire question.
Go for it. Rapid fire.
If you won the lottery today, what would you spend it on?
It's a great question. I I would put some money aside for myself to make sure I have a safe, secured financial future ahead of me. But everything else, I've always kind of made this promise to myself that um, if YouTube ever does kind of go off a little bit, and I'm lucky enough to make a really great income from it, I've always wanted to be a big donator to charities and like Make a Wish or just everything that's going on right now. I just love to donate as much as I can because I just think people need help, and I want to try to use what I have to be able to help them with.
I love that. I've always I would say talk about you bring on the charity. I can attest to you being a fairly big giver because I think almost every charity event I've done, you've been the biggest donor. I think if not, like you're always on the top of the list at the very least.
Yes.
I know that much, and it's definitely, I know you've helped in a few of those as well, of course, actually being a part of the cast. And no, I've always, again, I think going back to just that community, you're very I'm gonna butter you up here. You're a very given person. You're very given, selfish, etc. And I think that very much shows in your content and your personality. I don't feel like I feel like, again, I'm very similar this way. I don't feel like you put up much of a character when you stream and record. You're definitely playing a heightened version of yourself. Maybe you're not as like loud on your day to day. Definitely not like at work and stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
same with like like me, like but very much it's like what you see is what you get. I'm not secretly some conniving villain, not not secretly trying to like take advantage of people by acting to be nice and all that. And again, talking about, I think you brought up earlier, Thomas, about how I've had a lot of people be like, oh yeah, like this guy's really cool, and then after like a month or two they kind of disappear, unfortunately. And luckily I've never been any like deep drama personally. And I'm from what I've heard, you haven't either, luckily. But I've definitely been around some people with drama, and luckily I've been able, score that course well enough to be able to avoid it. But it's one of those things like, oh, I thought that guy was chill. I'm glad I only talked to him like behind the scenes. Let's move on. Cause I've, especially as I've done some more in-person events, I've done met with a lot of creators, and it's, I honestly probably do a whole episode on that. I don't know if we want to do an episode on YouTube drama, but it's something at least I could feel.
I see the thumbnail now.
You see the thumbnail?
Yeah, it would be great.
What should I do for the thumbnail?
I'd probably just like your face like really big, and then maybe like a censor bar over it, and then like a news headline on the side saying Joey64 canceled. So I don't know if we've definitely talked about this podcast. I really love making really silly thumbnails.
Silly, they're the best.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But the ones for Save State specifically has really been a good.
You kill it.
It's been a great exercise in just like, all right, how can we make this silly but also like still somewhat related to what we're doing, and it's been great. But
that's why I always feel bad, because I always love your creative visions and they look amazing, but sometimes I'd be like, okay, I love this concept. However, it's the content creator in me that I'm thinking of algorithms and numbers.
Yeah, no, you
and I'm just
me in that.
I'm just like, okay, like this is great as like if we just did it as a community post, but maybe we make the text a bit of a bold, or maybe a bit more of a black color where it pops out more, and it doesn't, sometimes unfortunately you have to kind of balance that.
No, it is a balance.
Yeah. I feel about to ask the same question. Are you about to ask Kens about thumbnails?
Not thumbnails specifically. Do you have a favorite thumbnail
that you've made?
That I've made? I like to make sure they look nice. I don't go super deep into like, what's gonna get the most views and stuff like that. I just like to make thumbnails that I think look nice. But I made one, it was the Green Demon Challenge I did with my older brother, where we tried to get the red coins in Bomb Bomb Battlefield with the green 1-up chasing us. I really was pretty proud of that thumbnail that I did. I thought it was fun.
I remember that thumbnail. I remember that popping up.
I think I even remember that one too.
I remember that's one. Jesus, my mind's stopping. It was very striking. I remember seeing it like notifications, and then of course I do of all of my content creator friends. I watch all of their content. I totally like don't show up on streams for like months on end. But no, all seriously, that
video, me too.
Yeah. It's like I think that's my favorite thing about the content creation world. It's like I feel like taking me and Ken here as an example, I would say for the majority of this year, we said hi to each other every once in a while. Like, just being like honest, but like we very much, I kind of hate to say this, but like we definitely like lost a bit of like in touch with each other for a good bit. We would mention each other like around like, oh, like you saw this news or like whatever. Like I remember when Mario Party 3 finally came to NSO this year, I texted you that because I remember you specifically asked me, do you know when that's going to come out? And I'm like, I don't know. Eventually, they promised it eventually. But it's why I don't even remember. I think it was you started doing short streams, and one night I remember specifically I was sitting on the couch, and I was just playing. I was playing Sly Cooper 3 on my PS5, and I was just like, oh, I'm like, I kind of just want some background noise, and I saw you were streaming. And I was just like, my God, that's great background noise. Take that how you will, but as usually happens when I watch streams, and honestly, the main reason why I don't watch a lot of live streams, I get really hooked into it until that's all I'm doing. And unfortunately, I just cannot delve 2-3 hours just watching a stream, on the average. But that night, I remember sitting there watching. I was, chatting. But I remember that was when it came out just in the YouTube chat. I forgot how, but the games the It Takes Two developers have made, Split Fiction and all that. I think I was ranting about how I want someone to play Split Fiction with, because I do that with a lot of people. Because I think I've said this on the podcast. I own that game on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch 2 now. And I've not played it, but I own 3 copies.
You bought each individual copy?
Yes.
Or is it like... That's cool.
PlayStation when it first came out. When I got... The reason why... that's the game that pushed me to get a PS5. Because it was on PS4. So I got that. Then the Xbox copy I got on like a sale. It was like $10. That was cheap. Because I was like, more of my friends have Xbox, so I'll just get on Xbox. Maybe then I get something to play. And then it came out on Switch 2, and it was a launch. I'm like, I want more games for my Switch 2. Being the financially responsible adult I am, I bought it on Switch 2, and I still haven't played it. But no, that's what I meant. I can't remember why I brought it up in chat, but I brought it up in your chat, and that what's led us to do the It Takes Two streams, of course. And then no, it was, but anyhow, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I ramble a lot. My ultimate point here with that was like I feel like on the internet, especially, I feel like I feel like you can lose connection with people easier because they're not like in your face in real life. But I also feel like in the same way it's easier to like find them again, and maybe it's because all my friends online are content creators, like I see your video on YouTube or your live stream. That might make it a bit easier in our case when you're a more public figure. But it's definitely like, like I've had multiple creators who like I haven't talked to for a while, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I watch a video, I'm like, hey, cool video. And then we like go on like a 2-hour, discussion. And of course, and doing stuff like this is always, of course, awesome as well to be able to, continue making content, that hopefully entertains people. This podcast, it's been a very different project for at least me and Thomas. Mainly for in our case, we always say this is more of like a PG-13 kind of thing. We will get to a bit more mature topics, and that's definitely a lot more different to, of course, content that I know me and, Ken's that's a lot more PG, if not maybe a little bit lower than PG, a lot more kid, family-friendly kind of stuff. And not that we like curse or swear or, maybe, I know you might have sworn once on the podcast, I'm not sure. I'm saying you swear more than I do. As in I never swear. But anyhow, sidebars aside, no, it's great. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say, I like how I feel like the internet, for all the complaints people give it, I love how it gives these the possibilities for these connections. Me and you, I guess basically me and you would have never met without the internet. That's what I'm trying to say. I guess I don't know what the point is here.
Yes.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean this is just a little bit off topic, but I did just want to share how grateful I am to have Joy, not just your friendship, but I've always loved having Thomas and Denmark and John, and seeing you guys in streams and watching you guys do your charity events is always just so inspiring and so fun. And I've always been so grateful that we've just had such a mutual, like, I feel like our values are fairly similar, and we all kind of have the same goals in YouTube. And it's always so nice having friends with no drama or crazy stuff going on. There's no need for it. And sometimes it just really sucks. Like when I was doing Roblox, I had a streamer who I was streaming with quite a few times, and it just turned out they weren't a very good person, and it's just kind of hard, like breaking apart the relationship, not really knowing who they were. But I just feel like there's nothing like that with us and your community, and I'm just very, very grateful for it.
No, same here.
I think it's like it, sometimes when you have relationships, especially in terms of content creation, it's kind of hard. Well, if you're a bigger creator, especially, like I feel like sometimes relationships are partially like for the clout of having it. Like,
I think definitely at the start. Like I'm sure like when we first.
oh well, not even like talking about like small creators, just like the bit like that's the culture of like, oh, I'm gonna make a video with this person, or I'm like friends with this person. Like it's more like
I got
it's not always like that, but it's like it's more kind of like a business deal, if anything, where it's like I'll give you some of my viewers for some of your like, and
I
it's like
see.
I'd like to think not everything is like that, like the cynical side of my brain maybe, but I think when you have a young like a very not like you're not in YouTube to make money. You're in YouTube to do it to foster communities, to build relationships.
Yeah.
You're already trying to build relationships with viewers, so when you find like-minded creators, it feels more genuine. It's less about like, sure, if when we put up this episode, we're probably gonna say guest star at Ken's.
Yeah.
And I hope some of Ken's fans come over and like see this just for the sake of like seeing something with Ken's in it, not for the added bonus of maybe subscribing to the Save State channel.
So if you made it,
Wink, wink.
subscribe.
Yeah, if you made it, but like, but at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about
We're doing this episode because we're good friends with Ken's, and it would just be like, oh, like we want to have guests on the podcast.
yeah.
And like it's why we had Lucas on.
Mhm.
We had Lucas on.
Well, even with Lucas, he just has no clout. He's just a friend.
Yeah, he just that was the thing. I won't like even me. I won't again. I have that more analytical brain. When we had just because it popped up as a good opportunity to have Lucas as our first guest. We never planned who our first guest was going to be.
It was just like,
But I won't lie, a bit of me in my mind was always like, oh, I'll probably be content creators at first, just because my mind thinks of the algorithm when I think of episode topics. I'm like, oh, if we have like, for example, Ken's on, that's like you said. Hopefully, her viewers come over to that that bridge I talked about earlier.
Mhm.
That's always my first song when like I think of like more analytical of YouTube. But then, and it's what I love about this podcast. I feel like when you talk about I ground you a bit more. I feel like you let me like imagine more.
mhm.
And it's like okay, like it's like not that I'm that old, but in terms of internet years, I'm 8 years old, and that's very old in the internet. And sometimes I feel you're like, okay, shut up, old man. Forget about the algorithm. Forget about numbers.
Just make it and
Get lost,
And that's
boomer.
like some of our best content. And I it's called YouTube. It's about you, or in this case, us. So no, yeah, I definitely and like I said, ditto what both y'all pretty much said about just no drama, be able to just make content like-minded. I agree with like all of that. Though I will say I think this would be a fun note to kind of end us up on. I remember at the time, Ken had more subscribers than me. Because you were the one who reached out to me about doing a stream, and I remember, I don't know where we were at the time, I just know I had less than you, and I'm gonna be like, oh my goodness, they have like a couple hundred more subscribers than me. I'm making the big time! And I remember being so excited, and at the time, I didn't really get to know you at first at the time. I was like, oh, like, she rated me once, and I rated her. I'm like, oh, again, that more transactional experience. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to get so many subscribers from this. That was just being honest, that was my mindset. But of course, that's where it starts out as, but then, it goes from there. We played Mario Party. That was a ton of fun. And all the other stuff we've reminisced about in today's episode.
Mhm. I think one final question I might have for Ken's.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be too specific with this, just in case you do have secret plans. But in terms of the grand scheme of like creating things, and just ideas on YouTube, do you have any like future creative endeavors that have like either are in the very like formational stage,
Stage.
like not really any concrete plans, just like, I'd love to do something like this one day, because like we can attest, we've talked about doing a podcast for years before it actually became a
Yeah.
reality. But is there anything like that you're like kind of hoping to do one day that you just haven't gotten the chance or right time?
Yeah, I think I've never I've played Minecraft before, but I've never fully finished it. Like I've never defeated the Ender Dragon, and
Oh,
I thought it
wow.
would be really fun to do a small series dedicated to that. Um, so, but that yeah, hopefully one day we'll have the time to be able to do it.
Yeah, that would be such a. I will say, at the very least, I would watch that. I would.
Oh, thanks.
I would. I know. Like you said, I know. One of my viewers' worlds. I don't think not the coin one, but I think like one of the previous ones. I know you joined and you built like a little dirt hut. I don't know if you remember this. 'Cause I think you did like I don't even know. I don't think you ever even like streamed on it. Not that I'm aware of, at least. I think you just did it just for fun one day, and I remember you did it like right at spawn, like everyone like left spawn. And I remember like right before we closed that one down. I remember I went to spawn just to see like, oh, like what's here, and it was like you had this little dirt hut with a bunch of trees grown over it. You had like players like built over it, did stuff, but it's still that one thing was never messed with. But like I remember going in
Aw.
there, and it was like you had like a crafting table, a chest. That was it. It was like sticks, and I was like, and I remember I already knew at the time you were like super into Minecraft, but I remember I don't know if you told me then. I do remember you saying that you've never beat the game, and that would be such I've done a lot of content in Minecraft, and being able, one of my favorite things with Minecraft, there's seeing people's journeys. I've done stuff like the hardcore series of, okay, now if you die, you're dead and your world gets deleted. Like very high stakes Minecraft, because that's to make it more interesting for me. It's like I've been in the game 100 times at this point.
Like
People are going to want to watch that, really. But again, for you, that being your first time, I always tell you, just like as your friend, but also just in general, watching someone have to beat Minecraft for the first time. I don't know if you're going to do it with people on your own. Either way, though, I think that's just going to be super enticing to watch. Both from just a content creator perspective, but also just wanting to see that from you. I think that's going to be awesome. If and when you hopefully eventually do that. So I definitely encourage it. But no, like I said, I think that's a great place to end it off with. This was a great discussion. Lots of fun. Definitely glad we were able to do it.
Yes.
We kind of alluded
too.
that we had some tech issues.
Yes, thank you
joys.
for being patient with us. Thanks for being
Always.
such a cool person to talk to, having this conversation with us. Of course, we've said before, but we'd love to have you back on at some point if we ever. I'm gonna call you out because this is the one thing I saw from you recently. If we ever do an episode on Webkins, we'll get you back here.
Yes,
Oh my
please.
God.
We should do an episode on Webkins.
We'll see if we get that-
I'm
that
there.
Crown of Wonder.
I
I'm
did watch
there.
that stream or video. Was it a stream
It
or
was a
video?
short.
It was a short.
What's
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Okay, gosh.
Yeah, I've done.
Also, I
I've
gotta
done.
say- Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've done a little bit of Webkins on stream, but I have started a new challenge where I'm trying to get the legendary Webkins Legendary Crown of Wonder, and that's in a short series. So it's a little bit of both, streaming and shorts that I've done Webkins on.
That's cool.
I gotta say I'm very invested in it, but
I'm-
if we ever do the elusive Webkins episode,
Webkin?
we will have you
I
back
I won't
here.
lie, I thought you were gonna say Fortnite.
The Fortnite-
'Cause I won't-
We'll
that's
do the Fortnite when in the year 2030 when Webkins crosses over into Fortnite, getting all of that nostalgia. That will be the moment in the universe where we will have Kins back.
yeah.
Even
that-
if this channel doesn't exist, we will do
We'll
one
come
last
back
episode.
one last episode.
Wait, the comeback podcast
Um,
episode.
Gosh, one last one of Ken's. No, that'd be awesome. But no, like we said earlier, you can find Ken's on YouTube. We'll have a link in the description and in the title and all that good stuff. So please go check her out. If there's anything you want to plug, now is your
Yeah.
chance.
No, I just I don't have anything to plug, but I just want to say thank you for having me on, and I always love collaborating with you guys, and I hope we continue to do it in the future.
Of course.
Absolutely.
All right.
Um,
as we talked about in the beginning, you do the outro.
Yeah, because
So,
it's my job now, so I better not hear a word at it.
But no, I'll walk. If I could walk off stage, I could. Was surrounded by kids. Never mind.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode. Again, please check out our guest. We will be back hopefully next week with an episode that will be on time. As we always say at the end of these, we're always looking to improve, make these better as we go along. If you have anything that you want us to talk about in the future, or you have any ideas of how to make these episodes better, like maybe cutting out a certain co-host who is not pulling his weight, please let us know in the comments. I will read them because he doesn't. And if you'd like to see any other guests, any creators that you follow that you'd like for us to reach out, please let us know in the comments. But otherwise, you having fun there, buddy?
Yeah, let's find Pokemon. It's like Rose Waldo, but you gotta find the Pokemon.
See you guys in the next episode. Take care and find the Charizard.
I'll try to find it. Where is it? Where is Charizard? Santa's in here. Wait, Santa's in Pokemon? Okay. What? Let's stop the recording there. Let's stop the
Yes, that is how every outro goes.